Welcome to the Property Profits Podcast. Thank you so much for jumping on today. And today I've got a special one for you. I want to talk about dispo selling deals. We've talked about this a little in the past. I want to elaborate on it. You've been listening to these, you've been listening to other people, you're watching seller calls, you're educating yourself, and you get a deal locked up. You get it under contract. What do? Because you don't get paid unless you can sell the deal. So we put so much emphasis, myself included, on acquisitions, acquiring the deal. But you finally get it signed. Both parties sign. You sign, they sign. What do you do now? You decide that, you've been upfront with the seller and they're cool putting it on the MLS. And you can put a wholesale deal on the MLS if everybody's cool, transparent, known, they sign all the disclosures. If you're going to put it on the MLS, you don't just put it on there and chill. You could go to PropStream or any of these softwares and you could type in that address and then look for sold properties, similar sold properties in the area. Click on them. If they were sold MLS, meaning they had an agent, call the listing agent and selling it. If they don't answer, send them a text. Hey, I've got this property. We're trying to move right down the road from the property that you sold. Do you have any buyers that be interested? What's your opinion on price on this? We're trying to move it for this amount. And you connect with 5 to 10 agents a day in that area. You get a really good graph for how you're priced, what the market's like, if there's any retail buyers for that, or if they have any cash buyers. Most agents don't have that many cash buyers. Now, outside the MLS option, you can go to PropStream or any of these other sources, do the same thing, but not only look for agents, you're going to look for cash buyers. All right, PropStream's really good for it, but a lot of these softwares have the same thing. You type in the address, you pull up the comps, you look at the sold properties. If it says MLS next to it, you could see, or there's public sales, which is badass. That's cash buyers. If it's public sale, just go to, I use an app because I'm a realtor, broker, RPR. It gives me the quick tax data. It gives me the ownership information. If you don't have that, you can go to the tax assessor site, Google whatever county it is. The way he says county, tax assessor, whatever it is, type in that address, see who the owner is. See if there's a mailing address under the owner's name. Here's another hack. Go to True People Search, or if you have a software that does it for you, cool. I know like Deal Machine will do it for you, but freeway, go to True People Search, reverse address search that, their mailing address, pull up their name, boom, there's their cell phone number. You've got a cash buyer. Call that cash buyer and say, hey, we've got a property right down the road that we're trying to move for this amount. We saw that you bought that property right down the road. Are you interested in this? And do that 5 or 10 times a day. You're going to meet a bunch of cash buyers. Keep track of who you talk to. Keep track of the conversations that you had, how they felt, and their price opinion. And you're going to get a good feel for that property in the market. You will at some point exhaust all your resources if you're priced too high. You've got to be low. Here's another thing. When I go to renegotiate a property, I really, really don't want to renegotiate unless I get an offer. I put my properties on Facebook, put in groups. I have people putting in groups, people putting them on everywhere. I got an offer today for exactly what I have it contracted for. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the seller and be like, hey, by the way, we got to be 10,000 lower. Can you do it? I don't have to renegotiate twice. I hope you got a ton out of this. And just remember, I'm going to reiterate, when you're looking for cash buyers, all these softwares have this stuff. Put in the address, go to the sold properties, recently sold properties, go to the tax assessor, pull these people. Some softwares will give you all that information right away. I know PropStream. If it's like an LLC or a corporation, there's like D&B or Dunbar business search. You can actually copy and paste that into the D&B or the Dunbar search and see who the principal is and see what their mailing address is. And you can go reverse search those people. I know a lot of people leave a lot of gold on the table because, they just want the quick, they got to make their dials. I get it. But, if there's LLCs and corps and all that stuff, other people aren't hitting them. If you can add them to your cash list, it's badass. And don't be afraid to reach out to realtors that deal with cash people. You might see that, LLCs or corps or whatever bought these properties and they were represented. Call that realtor and say, hey, we don't know who this particular buyer is, but we know they're your client. Would they be interested? You're going to have to pay that realtor commission, Don't be afraid to do that. Pay people for getting you deals. Don't be afraid to pay people. So anyway, I hope you got a ton out of this. Thank y'all for hopping on. Hope you're learning a lot. Please leave me a review. Any review is great. Feedback is great. I want to make sure I'm doing a good job for y'all. Obviously, I like good reviews, but give me an honest review and refer a friend. I would love it. If you just refer a friend to my show, if you're learning, appreciate the hell out of you. Keep rocking. Thank y'all so much.